Okay, let me check if the YouTube is working as well. And yes, YouTube is working as well. Okay. Okay, so we can begin. So, heyo, I'm Doctor Ekelus, the first Brazilian Scientist VTuber, and today we are talking about paleontology. Yay, let's go. So, this is a topic I wanted to do for a while, actually. It's one of those fields I began in the early life thinking I would be a part of. I do remember people asking, you know, when people ask when you are a kid, what kind of profession you want to do. So, I had friends that said like, oh, I want to be an astronaut, I want to be a fireman, I want to be a police officer. When they asked me, I want to be a paleontologist. People looked at me and like, what? What are you talking about? But yeah, that happens. And to be fair, definitely movies and a couple of stories inspired me to go that route. And does the Spinosaurus part come next? Just kidding. Yes. So here's the plan for this stream. We'll define what paleontology is, how a fossil is made, how scientists figure out how old something is. We'll talk about the 5 and maybe soon to be 6 mass extinctions, and we'll go through some of the most recent findings. And last, I will make a call to action with museums as well. So as always, questions are welcome in the entire stream. You can drop them in chat. I'll pick some to answer as we go. I was going to do paleontology. It's a it is a super interesting subject, and we are quite lucky because there are many paleologic sites around the globe. Here in Brazil, I had the opportunity to go to one, and was quite amazing. But this was after I already gave up to paleontology for making assisted reproduction, because it was another field of my interest. I used to say scientist, but never elaborated further. What do you mean? What do you mean by that? Oh, okay. You always used when people ask what you want to be, right? Okay, makes sense. Well, I couldn't say I wanted to be, you know, working in assisted reproduction, because if you say that as a child, that's a bit concerning, I believe. But okay. So, what is paleontology? I like to begin with etymology of the word, because I think etymology explains quite a bit. Reading the word explains the word. So, paleontology is the word you get when you mix some Greek words, especially paleos, which is for ancient or old, and ontos, meaning being or individual, and logi is the study of something. So we end up with the study of ancient beings, something like that. And why should we care about it? Okay, so first, a few reasons. Fossils are the sources of evidence of most of Earth's history. And if we want to know what was alive, what the climate was doing, how ecosystems rose and collapsed from the overwhelming majority of the 4.5 billion years this planet has existed, fossils and rocks are the data set for it. And second, fossils also allow us to read climate history better. The chemistry inside the shells and bones, the types of plants preserved in layers. Even the growth rings of ancient trees tell us what the atmosphere and the oceans were doing some millions of years ago. So, which turns out to be extremely useful context for understanding the climate changes as well. Because Earth constantly goes on and off ice ages, and we are now in the interglacial period, if I'm not too mistaken. I think that's what we used to call it. And third, but not least, it also explains a bit of life. So, almost every single trait we can see in animals and evolution had an ancestry and common ancestry that can be traced to the fossil records. Almost all of them can. This is what we call a phylogeny tree. This is one example with a mammal. So this right here is an ancestor mammal. And from there on, you have different orders and different taxes. Yeah. Different traits, different characteristics that differentiated to different orders within mammals, right? So we have, for example, some orders. This right here is the orders for the platypus, for example. The order Monotremata, for example. So, fossils. What is a fossil? Okay. A fossil, the definition, and also this here is the toy I was mentioning before. I love this toy. For those who don't know exactly what it is, it used to come as a block. And you have to like scrape the block of dirt to find pieces of skeleton, and then you ended up mounting the skeleton up for a dinosaur. But it's a pretty good toy, pretty cool toy. Right. The only bad thing is it made quite a mess. You should use them outdoors because inside the house, yeah, you're gonna leave dirt everywhere else. So, the working definition that most paleontologists and scientists use for fossil is any preserved evidence of past life that is at least around 10,000 years old. And there are four broader categories worth knowing. So first we have the body fossils, like skeletons and everything, which is what we most imagine to be. Bones, teeth, you know. Yeah, so any actual physical remain of the organisms. Wait, I remember going to an exposition and we had those buried in a sandbox for children. Yes, they also made that in... I believe I went in one museum that had it, an interactive playground for kids to do this. It was quite fun. But they also sell it in smaller blocks for you to buy. So yeah. Yeah. We also have the trace fossils, which are the evidence that the animal did while it was living. So here we have some footprints, for example. So footprints, burrows, nests, even bite marks on other fossils, and also fossilized droppings. We call them coprolites. Trilobite, my beloved. It is so cute. Yes, and they tell us a lot about ancient diets, also the coprolites. And third, we also have the molds. Molds and casts, sometimes the original shell or the bone dissolves away completely, leaving some impressions in the surrounding rocks. And if sediments sets in, that imprints and hardens, you get a cast of almost like a 3D printing of the original shape. And fourth, and rare and exceptional, is the preservation. So this right here is the amber with the mosquito in it. A little bit like maybe Jurassic Park, but it's not like Pompeii. Like Pompeii as well, yes. Yeah, so you have the trapped insects. You have also... Do you remember the frozen mammoths they found in permafrost? Yes, they were quite preserved as well. We also have the... I think it's the tar pits as well. Like you had some... I don't remember what they found in the tar pits, but they did found some tissues in the tar pit that were well preserved as well. Yeah, but they are quite rare to find. Yes, and here we have an example of a recent finding in 2025, which is fossilized melanosomes that reveal coral pattern of a sauropod dinosaur. So, what is a melanosome? Melanosome are like pigment-producing structures on sauropods that can color the feathers, for example. And they found this still intact inside fossilized feathers. And this right here is the scatter plot they made with it, and to compare the findings they had, which is the red ones. So the paper is so cool. It is really cool. So this right here is the fossil they found, and wait, I'm reading the legend for this. Okay, and comparing them to the pigmentation of other birds or sauropodian. So here you have they appear to be very near the brownish melanosome. So they were probably brown in pigments. Yes. Okay. So how does a fossil even form, right? So when a dead animal, well, yeah, first you have the death. First step, you have a dead animal, and ideally, from a preservation standpoint, it happens near water or fine sediment that helps a lot preservation. So near a riverbank, lake bed, seafloor, etc. And then you have the step 2, which is burial. You have to make a quick burial to beat the scavengers and the decay of the dead animal as well. And then you have the step 3, which is quite slow part actually, which is mineralization. So groundwater that is rich in minerals or any other kind of minerals, right? They seep through the burial remains, and over 1,000 to millions of years, those minerals crystallize in the bone or shell, sometimes even replacing the material. So a dinosaur bone in a museum can be technically closer to a rock than a bone. But yeah. And then you have the step 4, which is uplift and erosion. So the rock containing the fossil needs to be pushed back towards the surface by tectonic forces. And then it will be slowly worn away by the elements to expose it again. And then the step 5, someone needs to discover it, right? Yeah, that's the luck factor, kind of. Someone needs to find the fossil and dig it up. Dig it up and then put it in a museum. And the fossil probably won't. Well, you have to look for a riverbank, a lake bed, or maybe in the ocean? Who knows? Maybe it will work, but yeah, probably not. Yeah, and then you pull all that together, and yeah, it's pretty hard. You have some specific conditions to making a fossil, so it can be quite hard to find. Just cover yourself in envelope. It works. It kind of works. Step 6, smuggle it. Smuggle it and sell it in the black market. Also, while I was researching for making these slides, I learned a new word that I haven't learned before. Taphonomy. Taphonomy is the study of what happens between this process. So between the death and the fossilization process is what taphonomy studies. So if you guys wanna check this out, it's really interesting. Interesting stuff. Okay, and how old? How can we know how old are the fossils? So there are two complementary techniques. The first is the relative dating. This tells the kind of order what things happen. So the two main ideas of this is the law of superposition. That is, in a stack of undisturbed rock, layers, the deeper layer is always older, and it was deposited first. And as the layers get progressively younger, they stack up. Just have to become a member. Yes. And also you have the index fossils, which are species that were geographically widespread, but only exist for a short window of time. So if you find the same index fossil in a rock layer in like Brazil, for example, and on a rock layer in Asia, you can be confident that those two layers are formed around the same time, even though they are in opposite places of the planet. And the second technique is the radiometric dating, which then uses a bit more on physics. Taphos means burial. So the taphonomy. What is nomy for? Maybe nomy is also study of something? Study of a process? Law. Oh, so it's law. So it's the law that... the law of burial, okay. That's funny. Funny word. Yes. Yes, but radiometric dating. So certain elements can have radioactive isotopes, which mean that the atoms they decay into a different element at some fixed and statistically predictable rate called half-life. So carbon-14 was a pretty famous one. However, it is used for material younger than 50,000 years. So it's mostly for archaeology and not much on paleontology. For more ancient stuff, geologists use normally isotopes like uranium that decays into lead, or potassium that decays into argon, which are embedded in volcanic ash layers as well. Oh yeah, to get another example of a recent kind of discovery, this right here is the Nanotyrannus. So it was first named back in 1988. It was based on this skull right here. You can see. So this, well, let me take this up here. Yes, there you go. Nostalgia for studying the half-life of substance in nursing school. You studied half-life in nursing school? That's cool. Didn't know you studied that. Okay, yes, so here we have the T-Rex skull, and here we have the what would be the Nanotyrannus skull. So it's quite small, and scientists believed it was like a juvenile T-Rex. But some more recent studies show that it was actually a different species. So, yes. So it was this study right here. You need to know the half-life of substance we administer to patients. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yes. So in 2025, this article is from 2025. Yes. Okay. Yeah. The paleontologists Lindsay E. and James Napoli. They published the study of a specimen of Nanotyrannus that was locked in a death mat with a Triceratops. And through bone histology, it showed that this individual, it was a nearly full-grown adult, and not really a juvenile. So their case was that this Nanotyrannus was actually a distinctive species. T-Rexes having different niches than adults. What about you? Oh, yeah, you mean like they don't share the same hunting ground. Is this what you're talking about? Yeah, I'm not really too much sure on how was the discussion. There was a discussion, right? When they proposed that the Nanotyrannus wasn't really a species, but was just a juvenile. They had this controversy, so it wasn't really Research to investigate which was the oldest cataloged fossil. No, I didn't. Do you happen to know what it was? Let me think. I do know that we have in Brazil one of the earliest mammals. Yep, it was one of the justification against Nanotyrannus. Oh, I see. Yeah, but since then, I do believe they have accepted already that Nanotyrannus is actually a different species. Or at least this article makes it a bit more likely because of the histology tissue. Histology analysis. Yep. But that is to just remind us that science is kind of, you know, not always we are right. Sometimes we can be right, and then we are proven wrong, and then we are proven right again. It happens a lot in science. Yes, I do believe it was more accepted because, I mean, it's from the North Carolina Museum as well, and it was pretty recent. Off topic, but one of the super cool things about paleontology in Brazil is how many pterosaur fossils have been found. Yes, that's true. I do believe we have. If I don't mistaken, it was in the Cariri where they found most of the pterodactyls. Don't really remember. Was in the northeast, I believe, because northeast Brazil has some really good paleontological sites. Oh, I dig this music. Yeah. It's really hard to talk about paleontology without mentioning this, but to get on the big 5 mass extinctions, there were 5 huge mass extinctions. I will not get into a lot because it could be a lesson for its own. So basically, it was periods of time where a lot of species died. And not to be much of an alarmist on this, but it would be dishonest to not mention. A lot of biologists also discuss where we are at an early stage of watching a 6th mass extinction. We have lots of crocodilian morph fossils, so yes. Although I believe crocodilian morphs are more to the south. Of Brazil. I could be wrong on that. Yes, but some biologists discuss this. We are entering a 6th great mass extinction. And this time driven by humans. Hey! But it's good. So, yes. I'm not gonna zoom too much on it, since that's not really the point. But yeah, it's something I had to talk about as well. Also, I love the graphs of our world in data. They are really good graphics. Okay. Next. Humans never. Yeah, that's kind of it. So, okay, just to recap on the. Yeah, just to recover in a gloomy mood. Something I generally think more people should know. We are kind of in a golden age of paleontology. Because right now, yes, at least, let me check. Last year, 2025. Obligatory shout out to my indeed. So, as of last year, roughly 1,400 valid, formally named non-avian dinosaur species were registered, and I believe it was like yes, and they discovered it across more than 90 countries. And in 2025, 44 brand new dinosaur species were formally described as well. And most of them new species. And most of them is like one new species for every week of the year. Yeah, it's quite a lot. I believe the year has like 52 weeks. So 44 in a year, it's quite a lot. Yeah. In some cases, maybe more. Yeah, and why is that, right? Why are we discovering more and more? Some causes may be that more countries now have more active paleontologic programs in digging as well. And digging is more done in underexplored regions. And also we have some new technologies for that as well. I don't know if you guys ever saw, but we have some new ways to find in it. So we have geographic information systems for modeling and remote sensing, CT scanning of the ground, and other imaging tech that helps quite a lot. So just to show, this is the cumulative number of species. Let me get this here. Got traded a stegosaurus for a panda demonstration. So yes, if we have the cumulative number of species, you can see that in the 2020s it just goes up. I believe after the 2000s it received quite a boom, so it was quite exponential as well. And here you can see as well by region. Whereas, okay, so South America is the bluish one. It's this one. North America as well. We have a lot of discoveries. Okay. To be fair, pandas were just doing just fine before humans. Indeed. And now they are... Wait, are pandas in the Red Book of Species? I don't know. I don't know if they are in the Red Book. I haven't looked the Red Book in quite a while, actually. I think they are. Yeah, damn, I don't remember. There was one species that managed to leave the Red Book of Species some time ago. I don't really remember what it was. Hey, that can be a topic for a live stream. The Red Book of Species. That will be a good topic. Would be interesting to talk about it. Also, conservation biology, right? Okay, so yes, I wanted to share this one. Main threat is environmental destruction. Yes, because progress and capitalism. It happens, yeah. So I wanted to share this. This is the news from 2026, so this year, and we had a new species found here in Brazil. So to translate this article, it was a new species of giant dinosaur is discovered in Brazil, and it has correlation with fossils in Spain. So researchers described Dasosaurus tocantinensis, found in Maranhão, and the animal could reach a sauropod. Yes, the animal could reach 20 meters and also help explain how prehistoric animals dispersed between continents about 120 million years ago. Look at this guy. I wanted to be this guy. Just chilling next to a giant femur. He's living the life. Yes, yes. Yeah. Oh yeah, it was also this Dasosaurus tocantinensis is the largest sauropod known so far from the state of Maranhão, and it is one of the largest we ever found in Brazil. So among the remains, it's this femur that is approximately 1.5 meters long, and it is a piece that made it possible to estimate the animal size. So, okay, making my call to action now. I would like to make this call of action because I presented a bit on paleontology, but if you are more curious and you want to find more about it, I really can't recommend enough to go to museums. It is quite a fun experience, and we need to incentivize people to go to museums more. Because it's quite fun to go to a museum and seeing the fossils and seeing everything. There are some amazing museums out there, and I do recommend some to go to. So I've went to those two below, which one is the Museum of Minas in Minas Gerais, Brazil, which is the Puc Natural Museum, and this is the museum in Cariri, which is a museum of Passo Largo. It's Passo Largo, I believe. And I've been to I need to go to the museum more often. Please do go to the museum more often. It is quite a fun experience. And we need to incentivize a bit more, because people don't tend to go too much to them. So, yes, I've never been to the US before. However, I did ask around my peers from VTuber, and I think some museums are worth taking a look. So, like the New York Museum right here, the New York Museum of Natural History. Hey, Puc Minas is the one I visited years ago. Really? Yes, Puc Minas Museum is very good. They have the giant sloth there, or at least one species of giant sloth. You know? Oh, I wish I had the capability of doing a virtual tour around the Puc Museum. They had the virtual tour while we were in the COVID pandemic. Oh yeah, also mention really quickly, because I believe some people here like Pokemon, and there is a Pokemon themed exhibit in the Field Museum in Chicago as well, which I found quite funny. I don't know how it will go with the Pokemon fossil, because there are some Pokemons that are fossils, right? An exhibit of Pokemons would be interesting. Giant Sloth are cool, Giant Sloth are very cool. I actually studied with the guy that dig up the fossil, the fossil of the giant sloth that is in Puc Museum. So let me see how we are in time. Okay, I think we can do this. But just to show, there are some museums that have virtual tours. I wanted to show one of them. Let me just check. Let me just go to here and then here. There we go, perfect. So this right here is the Museum of Paleontology Irajá Damiani Pinto, which is on Rio Grande do Sul. So it's in the south of Brazil. Universidade Federal do Rio Grande do Sul. I was so relieved when I learned Luzia was partially saved from the Fire Museum National. Can say the same for... Yes, we had the fire in Rio de Janeiro National Museum. Yeah, it was quite sad. Fortunately, we could recover some of the fossils we had there, but yeah, we lost many things. So, this right here, this museum is named after this, this being here, or at least the logo type. So this is Prestochuchus Shirikensis. I love the names. People are so creative. So just to make a quick tour around this museum, since it was one of the museums I found a quick tour around. So we have the Mario Costa Barberina, bro. So let's go. Let's go inside. Woohoo! It's It's quite cool to see museums right like this, where they have open visitation even online. Quite good to see. I really wanted to own a fossil. However, according to Brazilian law, fossils belong to the federal government. Yes, they do. They belong to the government, and they are stored in museums. They have to be stored in museums. So over here, I believe we have a coprolite. Yes, we have. This is oh no, this is a fragment from yeah, it's a coprolite. Coprolite of Columpion from bamboo. It's cool. This is a replica of Dickinsonia found in Eukarya fauna, Australia. Okay. Let's see what else they have. Okay, so they have a bunch of underwater stuff. Okay, what is this? Heretic hyperlenses. So it's an organism with a shell. Oh, with a conic shell. Stromatolites are basically giant bacteria fossils, actually. Yeah, that's true. It's the case for some paleontology museums, but some places have 3D scans of their inventory, so you can look at them online or 3D pen them. Yes, I don't know which museums have it, but I've seen the technology once. Dixonia, my beloved. That's all. I believe we can go a little bit closer. Oh, look, a trilobite. It is trilobite, right? Yes, it is. Let's go. It's so cool to see, being able to see this, like from our homes, right? Okay, what we have here. And I'm also just passing through quickly, but I can share the link with you guys. I will leave the link on the YouTube as well. I'm more of a Charnia kind of guy. Okay. Oh, this is the trilobite. The names get me every time. Taisanoparg, Argentina. So this is from Argentina. Okay. But yeah, I do recommend you guys search out if any museums you have near you that have like virtual tours like this, because it's really interesting to be able to see the exposition like this. What do we have here? Some. Yeah, this looks like a scorpion. Okay. Trilobites as well. So arthropods. Okay, so here we have fish. Yes, ostracoderm. Ostracoderms. What else do we have here? Okay, they are talking about the Devonian period. And also, they have audio as well. I'm not clicking on the audios to hearing it. But if I am not too mistaken, I think the audio is only in Brazilian for this museum. Le fish. Le fish. What is it? What is this? Oh, so these are traces and clues of arthropods. Okay, so this is like the vestigial kind of fossil we talked about. Is it true that most fossils in museums are not available to public view? Well, yes, actually, let me see here. When you have this kind of fossil in this kind of display, where you don't even have security around it, it's probably replicas you have right here. because they have a special storage to storing the bones. Because it is a quite sensible material, and also it needs to be used. Well, not that it needs to be used, but it can be used in research, and we need to preserve them for that. So every museum has kind of a specific room where we have stored all the fossils, all the original pieces. But mostly, if you see, if you see the structures like this in a museum, they are not the real thing, but the museum probably has the real thing stored. The crocodiles were doomed to extinction. They will basically have boxes in the water. Yes. Devonian, when that one stupid fish decided to walk on land, and now I have to wake up at 5 Sad faces. Curse our ancestors. And they invent a time machine. I'm going to spend a whole trip just to kick that fish back into the water. Don't evolve. Please go back. Oh, another thing I really love. I love paleo art. It's quite interesting to see how people can imagine how the world was before and make an art out of it. Obviously, I can't draw anything, so whenever I see this, I think it's quite dope. What else have they? What else they have here? Oh, they have some skulls right here. What is this skull for? So it's the skull of Provelosaurus. Yes, this is the skull. Okay. Back when we had giant ferns. Okay. Okay, some more exhibits. Oh, they have a reconstruction as well. That's quite interesting. They've done some reconstructions with the fossils. Let's hope. Oh, they have the 360 model. Oh, they have the 360 model. That's nice. Let me see if they have the 360 of this model. Oh, no, it's just another camera angle. Okay. That's dope as well. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. This dinosaur is so cute. Which one? The little guy over here? Wait. Like this. This little guy? It's quite cute. If I am not too mistaken, I believe that one of the first mammals we ever found was found in Brazil. Don't quite recall the name of it. Oh, what is this? This is from Cretaceous. Okay. Reconstruction of the region of Peirópolis. Oh, this is from Minas Gerais, Uberaba. During the final of the Cretaceous. In the figure, we can see a crocodilomorph. So, Uberaba suchus. Uberaba suchus defending its prey from a bunch of theropods. Oh, plumbed in theropods. In the background, sauropod, Uberabatitan, runaways, while the herbivores, while the carnivores dispute for the carcass. Okay. Of its child. Okay. And in the water, a turtle, Cambaremis, watches the thing. Okay. Paleo art, everything chaos is going on, and the turtle. What's going on? I love it. Yep. I believe that... Oh no, we have still a bit more fossils going on. Which is this? Okay, this is another fish. Inside a carbonated nodule. So it's like a geode or something? Yeah. It's like a geode or something. Everything from Uberaba. I wonder if the dinosaurs had an accent. Uberaba accent. Actually, I know a VTuber that is from Uberaba. I need to send him this. If it has sushis in the name, it's a relative of crocodiles. Oh, I didn't know that. That's information. Fish. Okay, so here we have some shells as well. And over here, what is this? Oh, this is the today age. Okay. So the neogenic. Oh, here we go. The Lucia skull. Found in the caverns of Lagoa Santa in Minas Gerais. This photography is... Oh, so this was before the fire in the National Museum of Rio. It's good they have the image of it before, you know. And this is the reconstruction of Lucia. Oh, yep, that was it. It's a pretty slim exhibit, but it is quite good. I've been to Lagoa Santa a few times before. I've went to Lagoa Santa a few times before as well. I believe they have a lot of caves there. Gruta da Lapinha, for example, is one of the cave. Can we translate gruta to cave? I think so, right? So they have some caves there that are really interesting to visit sometimes as well. Here we go. Cove. Yeah, I don't think that cove is the right translation for it. Yep, but yeah, that's it. Yeah, again, another call to action. So if you want to keep learning after the night, go look up for a museum near you, Natural History Museum. There's a decent chance that something relevant is on display, closer than you think. But that's it. That was all for tonight. I don't know. Could any native English speaker help us out? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if there are any English native speakers in the chat right now. But yeah. Tyler is... Thank you. Tyler, we are asking... Let me see this actually. Just a second. I have to close this. Disappointed there wasn't a one for Spinosaurus. Okay. What's the name of the place? So, this is Gruta da Lapinha. Let me show you what it is. So, like this, these formations. Is this like a cave or there is a better name for it? Because I'm tempted to call it a cave, but I'm not really sure. Cove. Maybe cove is the right translation. Yeah, maybe it is. Cave or cavern. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to call it cave as well. I'm gonna stay on cave. Yep. But anyways, that was it. Don't forget to leave... Wait. Yeah, that was it. Don't forget to leave a like and share it. It really helps the channel keep making science content like this. It was a pleasure sharing this knowledge with all of you. Scientific hugs from the Doctor, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you and bye-bye. Okay, now I need to wait a bit for YouTube. That was fun. Yeah. Okay. Ending the transmission on YouTube. Okay, that was it.